Did you know that God gave us a hidden 7-day formula to unlock the most incredible miracles in our lives? This isn't just a nice idea. It's a spiritual technology that, when combined with one specific psalm, has changed thousands of lives, including mine. People have paid off impossible debts, received money they never expected, and entered seasons of abundance so big they knew only God could have done it. All they needed was 7 days, a specific time of day, and the right psalm that connects you to God's supernatural provision. Miracles don't need complexity. They need consistency. You don't have to be perfect, or know theology, or pray like a pastor. You just have to be willing to follow the pattern one day at a time. Miracles respond to spiritual obedience, not performance. And that's why this works. Not because you're good enough, but because God is faithful enough to honor your obedience. Over 3,000 years ago, the city of Jericho stood like a giant wall between God's people and their promise. Its defenses were impenetrable. But God didn't give them weapons. He gave them instructions. And here's the deeper truth most people miss. Instructions are more powerful than weapons, because what God gives you is not for the natural, it's for the spiritual. Walls built by man can be destroyed by strategies designed in heaven. And if you follow divine patterns, you get divine outcomes. That's the power of prophetic instruction. Walk around the city once per day for 6 days. And on the 7th day, walk around it 7 times. Then shout. The result, the walls fell. Instantly. Without a single sword. Now think of the powerful Syrian general with incurable leprosy. The prophet Elisha told him something strange. Dip in the Jordan River 7 times and you'll be healed. At first, he doubted, but when he finally obeyed, his skin was completely restored. In both stories, nothing happened on days 1 through 6. Why? Because breakthrough doesn't come when you feel like it. It comes when the divine pattern is complete. This isn't just some spiritual theory. It's a divine activation code, a pattern proven to unlock what I call heaven's economy. God's system of overflow doesn't work like the world's. It flows through obedience, alignment, and faithful repetition. For generations, the faithful have used this method in silence. Prophets knew it. Mystics practiced it, and the few who truly prospered spiritually and financially, they weren't just lucky. They were in tune with this divine rhythm. So why haven't most people tapped into it? Because they're looking outward. When the breakthrough starts within, money won't flow until your spirit is ready. Doors won't open until your mind is aligned. And this 7-day cycle, it's not just a routine. It's the spiritual ignition key that awakens miracles. Think of this like tuning an instrument. If even one string is off, the whole song sounds wrong. But once it's in tune, beauty flows without force. When your soul aligns with God's rhythm, abundance doesn't chase you. It finds you. That's why this 7-day sequence isn't just a prayer habit. It's synchronization with heaven itself. Now, I want you to think of the biggest problem in your life. A mountain of debt, a dry bank account, that invisible feeling of being stuck. You are going to circle that problem for 7 days, just like Jericho. How? By speaking the right psalm at the right time each day. God told the Israelites, I have already given you the city. He had already delivered the promise, but they had to finish the pattern for it to fall into their hands. Imagine this. Your blessing is already in the spiritual realm, wrapped, assigned, labeled with your name. But like a seed waiting for the right soil and season, it can only manifest after the obedience. You're not asking God to do something new. You're simply walking toward what He already finished. What does that mean for you? It means your blessing is already released. God has already said yes. Now you must align through this 7-day cycle. There is a specific psalm in the Bible with just 6 verses, but inside those verses is a map. A spiritual GPS that leads straight into God's abundance. That psalm is Psalm 23. You've probably heard it before, but this time, you're not reading it for comfort. You're declaring it for manifestation. This psalm is not just poetic. It's prophetic. Every line is a key. Every phrase is a sword. When spoken in faith, It becomes a spiritual current that shifts the atmosphere around you. And for the next 7 days, you are going to declare it. Not from memory, not casually, but from your spirit. Because this psalm isn't just comfort, it's power. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This means complete provision. Lack does not exist where He leads. He makes me lie down in green pastures. God doesn't just give you what you need. He gives it to you with peace. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. God's presence cancels fear. You are not alone. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Your haters won't stop you. They'll have front row seats to your victory. My cup overflows. He doesn't give you just enough. He gives you more than enough. God is the God of overflow. Don't just say the words. Feel them. Emotion is the activator. When you speak this psalm with feeling, you're not just reciting a verse, you're stepping into divine alignment. That's when walls fall. That's when debts dissolve. That's when provision arrives from places you never imagined. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is to trust the when and complete the process. The invisible is more real than the visible. And every time you declare this psalm, you're opening a gate, moving something in the spirit, even if you can't see it yet. Breakthrough always happens in silence before it appears in public. Now, what's the right time to say Psalm 23? Every day, for 7 days. Say it at 7 o'clock, 7 a.m., or 7 p.m. You choose. But stick to it! Why 7? Because 7 is God's number of completion. It's divine order. Perfection. The number He used to finish the universe. The number He used to destroy walls. The number He used to heal incurable sickness. When you pray Psalm 23 at 7 o'clock for 7 days, you are tapping into that same spiritual frequency. You're saying, I am ready, I believe, I receive. If you've made it this far, this message was meant for you. You're not here by accident. You were chosen to hear this, and now it's your turn to walk the 7-day path. Say it with me in the comments. I am entering my season of abundance. Don't break the cycle. Your only job is to finish the 7 days. God will do the rest. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in others. And now, I'll see it in yours. Welcome to Wealth Decoded, where we don't just talk about abundance, we activate it.